All right, all right, class. Greetings of the day. Let's begin with today's topic. Today, we are going to start with our new chapter, that is chapter number 3, atoms and molecules. Okay. Now, before starting this topic, I just want to convey to you that we have completed our 2 chapters in chemistry. Okay. And in chemistry, there are only 4 chapters that are totally present in chemistry. That's in your syllabus. So we have done our 50% syllabus. Now here arises in the 50% syllabus what I have delivered to you. Okay, in the last 2 chapters, we have done with the elements and the compounds, as well as we have been studying the basic concepts of chemistry. Okay, in these 2 chapters, we have studied that how two atoms they are combining to each other to form molecules, and then they would make compound, or on the basis of chemical composition, whether it is fixed or not, we have defined mixture also. Okay, so these we have been studying since our last lectures we have been taking place. So now let's start with our fresh new chapter, that is chapter number 3, atoms and molecules. Okay, so let's begin. Before going to this particular topic, I just want to say that in the very last chapter, what we have studied that we have so many compounds as well as mixtures in which atoms are combined, in which atoms are combined. So can I say that whenever the two or more atoms they are combining to each other, they would make either compound or the mixture. So up to the end of 18th century, what happened? The scientists started taking keen interest in the atoms, in the molecules, in the compounds, in the mixture term. So they thought, what's the actual reason behind the combination of the atoms to make compound as well as mixture? Okay, so they wanted to know how do two atoms would start to combine to make compound. So there were many scientists who started with their theories, and after many theories rejection and came to know that there are two different chemical laws which told us about the combination. In short, we can say we are going to start with the topic chemical laws of combination. This is our topic that we are going to discuss now. Okay, so I hope you have got that. Why are we going to read this particular topic? Now let's start with these 2 different laws that we have been studying. The very first law in the chemical law of combination is the conservation of mass. The conservation of mass. See, class, there was a scientist named Lavoisier. What did he do? He just started to that whenever we are combining our two atoms or two molecules to make compounds, the mass is always fixed. He said that the mass is always fixed during the reaction, or we can say constant during the reaction. In short, in other words, he defined mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. And I hope this particular statement you have studied in your 8th class also, in 7th class also, that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. It's just getting changed from one form to another form. That means this is the law of universe, this is the nature of universe, that everything on this world, it has been either converted from one thing or either it is going to make another thing, in which our mass would always be constant, our mass would always be fixed. Same is the case of energy. Newton has said that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Same as it is, Lavoisier said that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. It just changes from one form to another. Am I clear, bache? It just changes from one form to another. Okay. This is what known to be theoretical concept of this particular law. Now how I would going to deliver this in the form of chemistry. In the chemistry, we are dealing with the chemical reaction. We are dealing how the compounds are getting joined, how the atoms are getting joined to make another compound. So this theoretical portion, now I'm going to take with the help of a simple reaction. Let's see that. Suppose there are two particular reactants known to be A and B. मान लीजिए आपके पास A और B. These are your two atoms, two separate atoms, and they are getting reacted to make product. Okay, बच्चे, this is known to be a chemical reaction in which these two A and B are called reactant. हम reactant किसको बोलते हैं? जो आपस में react कर रहे हैं, who are combining to each other. And product. Product means this is the final result when they have been combined. जब इन्होंने आपस में react कर लिया, when they have started combining, they have come to know, they have come with a final result that is known to be product. Okay, बच्चे? So my point here is to say that according to this law, the total mass, that is mass of A plus B, is equal to mass of C plus D. Am I clear? This is known to be the law of conservation of mass. Okay, that means whenever reactant are getting reacted to each other, they have been colliding with each other. What's happening? Their mass, suppose it is 20 plus 30, that is almost 50 gram, that is always equal to the mass of product. Suppose it is 10 plus 40, that is 50 gram. Okay, so this is the first law, very easy and very simple to learn. Now let's move to our second law, that is known to be laws. We have just studied laws of conservation of mass. Now let's move to our next topic, that is law of constant proportion. I hope I'm clear with this topic. How do we come to know the topic, the law of chemical laws of combination, and in which we have studied our first law, that is conservation of mass. Clear? Okay. Now let's move to our second topic, the laws of constant proportion. Let's move. Okay, but one more thing, if there is any kind of doubt or query in this particular topic, we know very well there is a doubt session at the end. Please keep your queries ready so that we can interact in our doubt session. Okay, and a new student has joined. Please name yourself as the pattern, you know. Okay, that is admission number, the name, and then the roll number. All right. So now let's move with our second law, law of definite proportion. All right, class. What do you mean by law of definite proportion? या फिर what this law wants to convey to us? ये क्या बताना चाह रहा है हमें? Let's see. See, अभी तक we have studied that there are two reactants. They are getting react to each other and they're making product. Their mass is always constant. So this told us that if there are two atoms and they're making a compound, suppose water. That means oxygen and hydrogen, these are two atoms. Let me just, for your simplification, say it H and O. I am saying that two atoms of hydrogen, they are making, they're reacting with oxygen to make water. This is the first point. Now the second point he wants to say, whenever a compound has been formed, in this, the mass would be always in a definite proportion. Let me show how. How is it so? All right. For example, if I would to talk in this particular case, he wants to say us, you know very well that the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 and the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Class, these are our elements. I hope you have heard little bit about this. ये हमारे elements है जिनके पास atomic number भी है as well as atomic mass. You will see in the same class what is atomic number and what is mass number. Okay. To describe you, I just want to explain to you atomic mass as well as atomic number. They have given us a proper identity. उन्होंने हमारे को एक प्रॉपर आइडेंटिटी दी है, एक प्रॉपर पहचान दी है, जिसके बेस पे हम बता सकते हैं हाँ ये हमारा हाइड्रोजन है, ये हमारा ऑक्सीजन है. If we do not have a fixed, we cannot say this is hydrogen or oxygen. Okay, so this is a fixed quantity which you have to remember कि हमारा जो हाइड्रोजन है that has atomic mass equal to 1 and the atomic mass of oxygen equals to 16. So 2 into 1 and 16, 216. Or if I would divide it in the ratio, it would be 1:8. So in water, the proportion in the maths you have studied, it is also known as ratio, is equal to 1:8. So we can say that in water, my hydrogen and oxygen are always in the fixed ratio of 1:8. Please listen it very carefully that in my water, hydrogen as well as oxygen, they both are in a fixed proportion, a fixed ratio, that is 1:8. If it is 2:7, this is not water. अगर हमारा प्रोपोर्शन 2:7 हो गया या फिर ये 1:9 हो गया, then this is not water. बच्चे, वोटर का मतलब ये है कि उसके पास एक कांस्टेंट कंपोजिशन होनी चाहिए, उसके पास एक फिक्स रेशो होना चाहिए, दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 1:8. Am I clear? This was the law which was defined by law of definite proportion. Okay, now I'm going to define you. I have just explained you with the help of example. I would say that in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in the definite proportion by mass. So what he has said, that in a chemical substance, we have said chemical substance, है ना? क्योंकि chemical substance में कुछ भी हो सकता है, either it is element, either it is compound, either it is mixture, collide, anything that we have studied in our second chapter. In a chemical substance, 2 or more elements are always fixed, always combined in fixed proportion or ratio of mass. Am I clear? This is what known to be law of definite proportion. Yani this law tells us only about the ratio of mass. And we have given definite matlab constant. In the last law, we have just studied the law of constant mass. In this, we are saying compounds have been formed by constant mass ratio. This is the difference between these two laws. The last one was just telling constant mass, and this is telling us constant mass ratio. Am I clear, Puttar? So this was all I wanted to say about these two different laws, the law of definite proportion as well as the law of constant mass. Okay. So now let's move to our next topic. I hope I have made this clear. We will also see the in-text questions also of this topic after some time, but let me make one more topic to you also. Okay. The last topic we have Dalton's atomic theory. Questions? Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, so what is Dalton's atomic theory want to say? See class, what we have observed till now, that there are some atoms, there are some elements which are combining to each other to make compounds, है ना? So साइंटिस्ट केम टू नो कि एटम के अंदर ऐसा तो कुछ है, सॉरी एलिमेंट्स के अंदर ऐसा तो कुछ है कि दे हैव बीन गेटिंग कंबाइंड टू ईच अदर, है ना? सो दे केम टू नो अबाउट अ टर्म नोन एज एटम. अकॉर्डिंग टू देम, एटम इज मेड अप ऑफ टू टर्म्स, ए एंड टोम, which means not divisible. सो उनके अकॉर्डिंग उन्होंने ये बात समझ में आई उनको कि एटम्स आर दोज थिंग्स which can neither be further divided. According to them, atoms are the smallest unit of matter. I'm again repeating. According to them, atoms are the smallest unit of matter which can further neither be divided. So atom hai, that's all. But you know very well कि after some time we came to know about electron, proton, neutron, है ना? And we will see that in the same chapter. But according to Dalton, he just came up to the concept of atom only. So he gave us 4 to 5 postulates and he gave us a theory. उस थ्योरी के अंदर उसने एटम के बारे में हमें 4-5 बातें बताई और उन सब बातों को कंबाइन करके हमने इसे नाम दिया डाल्टन्स एटॉमिक थ्योरी. Okay, so let's begin with the topic. The very first point, according to Dalton's atomic theory, is known to be, as I have already told you, all matter are made up of tiny particles, small particles called atoms, है ना? Second point, he told us that atoms are so small that they can neither be created nor be destroyed. Neither be created nor be destroyed. See, अभी तक आपने क्या ऑब्जर्व किया था कि हमने सेकंड लॉ सॉरी फर्स्ट लॉ में पढ़ा था that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. We have also studied that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. He is saying that atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. So what did he do? He just put up those laws and tried to modify them in the form of his theory, है ना? This was the way how the scientists used to give their theories. मतलब the scientists who have first given the laws or theories, on the basis of those laws and theories, they have been starting modifying those laws. और उनको modify करके उन्होंने अपनी language में लिखा and told us about a new theory, है ना? But as usual, after some time, we would reject that theory due to some errors and we would go on to a next theory. This is the way of chemistry. This is the even way of our life. Okay. I have told you about 2 postulates. Now, postulate that is known to be. Let me explain. Atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Okay, he told us that atoms in a compound are always, have always fixed chemical properties. का मतलब क्या हुआ? He just want to say that if I'm talking about water, water के अंदर हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन है तो दोनों हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन की अपनी अपनी एक प्रॉपर्टी है जो कभी चेंज नहीं हो. ये सिंपल सी बात है. हाइड्रोजन का अपना नेचर, ऑक्सीजन का अपना नेचर है. एंड देन दे हैव मेक टू कंबाइन वाटर. सो इन वाटर or in any compound, each atom has their fixed chemical properties. Okay. Next point according to them is, but if we are talking with different elements or different compounds, their atoms have different chemical properties or different mass also and chemical property. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ भाई? He just want to say us that in water we know very well that there is hydrogen oxygen, but if we're talking with ammonia, with chlorine, in all these examples you can see there are different type of atom. यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन ऑक्सीजन है, यहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन और हाइड्रोजन. So he just want to say that whenever we go to different compound, in each compound there are different atoms and each different atom have different mass than the previous one. मतलब वो ये बोलना चाह रहा है कि नाइट्रोजन का मास हाइड्रोजन के मास के बराबर नहीं होगा. And we know that very well. But Dalton, उस टाइम में we came to know this about by the help of Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, he came to know us that nitrogen and hydrogen, they do not have the same mass. they do not have the same chemical property, है ना? So this was the way by the help of which we came to know about these particular points. All right. So this was Dalton's atomic theory's third law. Let's move to our next, fourth law. Next, move to our next. It's want to say that the relative number of and kinds of atom are constant in a given compound. यानी इसने हमारा जो last law है उसको pick up किया है. He wants to say that atoms in a compound always in fixed proportion. That means he want to say कि अगर मैं water की बात करूं उसमें 2 ही water आएंगे और 1 ही ऑक्सीजन आएगा. अगर मैं अमोनिया की बात करूं उसमें 1 ही नाइट्रोजन और 3 ही हाइड्रोजन आएंगे, है ना? So this was the all laws which are given by Dalton, and you have come to know that he has used the previous 2 laws, that is laws of chemical combination, to give up this theory. Okay, so this is known to be Dalton's atomic theory, in which I studied that atoms are something which are known to be the smallest particle. Second, it can neither be created nor be destroyed. They are just converting from one form to another. Am I clear? On the very next point, he told us that atoms in compound always have fixed chemical properties. That means hydrogen की अपनी chemical property होगी, oxygen की अपनी. Lastly, he told us that atoms in compound always are in, that means there should always be 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. Only then it would make a new compound. Okay, bache? So these was the laws given by Dalton to make Dalton's atomic theory. All right, we are left with 15 minutes. So now I just want to take the 3-4 in-text questions, and then we would end up our class with your queries. Okay. Let's see. The in-text question of chapter number 3. These are very important, and these all are based on the topics which we have studied. Dalton's atomic theory क्या है या laws of chemical combinations क्या है ना? On the basis of these laws, we will see what are known to be what are the answer of these questions. The first question is, in a reaction, 5.3 gram of sodium carbonate. That means we have sodium carbonate with 5.3 gram. It is reacting with acetic acid of 6 gram. It is reacting with acetic acid of 6 gram, and it is making carbon dioxide, water, and sodium acetate. Carbon dioxide, और इसका मास हमें कितना दिया है भाई? 2.2 ग्राम प्लस water प्लस सोडियम एसीटेट, और इनका वेट भी हमें दिया गया है, दैट इज 0.9 ग्राम एंड 8.2 ग्राम. Okay, so now the question here is, show that these observations are in the agreement with the law of conservation of mass. That means हमें एक reaction provided की गई है in which sodium carbonate and acetic acid are reacting, and they are making 3 different products, that is carbon dioxide, water, as well as sodium acetate. And he wants to ask to us, वो हमसे ये पूछना चाह रहा है, please tell me, in this particular question, do the first law agree or not? Do the law of conservation of mass agree with this question or not? So let's see, do it happen or not? Does it happen or not? Okay. The first point is, I have already told you, the compounds which are at the left hand side, which are reacting with each other, they are known to be reactant. And at the right hand side, after this arrow sign, these are known to be product, that is the final result. And according to law of conservation of mass, he has told us that mass of reactant would be equal to mass of product. So let's see, the mass of reactant we have only 2, 5.3 plus 6, and mass of product would be 2.2 plus 0.9 plus 8. Add it, it would be 11.3. If I would add it, it would be 3.1 plus 8.2. And if I would solve it, it would be 11.3. So that means definitely yes, this question is in agreement with the law of fixed conservation of mass. Okay, so this was our first question. Now the next question is, hydrogen and oxygen combine in the ratio of 1:8. Hydrogen and oxygen 1:8. He's saying that what mass of oxygen gas would be required to react completely with 3 gram of hydrogen gas. इस concept का मतलब क्या है? 1 gram of hydrogen is used to make 8 gram of oxygen. He's asking कि अगर मैं 3 ग्राम ले लूं तो क्या होगा? It would be 3 multiply 8. Because हमारा रेशो क्या है? 1:8. कुछ भी कर ले हम, 3:24 हमारा आंसर आएगा. हमारा जो रेशो है वो फिक्स होना चाहिए, that is 1:8. Okay, so this was the second question. Third and fourth question, just want to ask about the Dalton's atomic theory postulate. He wants to ask that do Dalton's atomic theory was on the basis of our laws of chemical combination, and the answer is yes. You know very well, I have told you in very explained manner that second postulate and the last postulate was taken by the 2 laws by Dalton. Okay, so please go through them questions and write down in your notebook also. So this was all about by my side, class. I wanted to explain to you. Now, if there is any kind of doubt or query, please let me know. There is a doubt session. Please let me know. Yes, bache, just raise your hand if there is any kind of doubt or query. And then you would be allowed to unmute yourself. Yes, Anmol Goyal. Yes, Anmol, please unmute yourself and switch on your camera also. Anmol. Sir, please allow the students to unmute themselves. Hello. Hello. Yes, Anmol. If you can unmute yourself, bache, then please unmute yourself. Or if you can't, just ask me the question in the chat box also. Because this is the only way I think right now to deal with your query. Hello, sir, am I audible to you? Hello. Okay, Anmol wants to ask me the law of constant mass. Okay, ji. Let me explain you the law of constant mass. Okay. And also wants to know what is the difference between atom and element. Okay, Somnath, I would also tell that. First of all, the first question has been come, what is the law of constant mass? Okay. Law of constant mass is defined to be that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. यानी लॉ ऑफ कांस्टेंट मास ने हमें ये बोला कि हमारा जो मास है वो हमेशा फिक्स रहता है, वो कभी भी चेंज नहीं होता जब हम एक स्टेट से दूसरी स्टेट में जाएं. इसी के लिए हमने ये चीज उठाई है that suppose we are having reactant that are converting into product, that means A plus B is converting into C plus D. So according to law of constant mass, the mass of A plus B would be equal to mass of C plus D. है ना? So this is the way how we can explain the law of constant mass. और इसके लिए बच्चे मैंने example भी उठाया है that we have reactant A and B which are getting involved to each other like 5.3 plus 6 that is converting to 11.3, 2.2 plus 0.9 plus 8.2 that is equals to 11.3. It doesn't matter कि हम एक स्टेट से या दूसरी स्टेट में जा रहे हैं, है ना, या फिर हमारे पास कितने डिफरेंट एटम्स आ रहे हैं, हमें सिर्फ इस बात को ध्यान रखना है कि जो मास है वो हमेशा सेम रहेगा. इधर 11.3 है तो उधर भी 11.3 ही रहेगा. मास कैन नीदर बी क्रिएटेड नॉर बी डिस्ट्रॉयड, मतलब हम मास को कम या ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते. दैट वुड ऑलवेज बी कांस्टेंट. ओके ओके, व्हाट वाज द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन? व्हाट वाज द नेक्स्ट क्वेरी? Bache, can you unmute yourself? Okay, so the next question we have, what is the difference between atom and element? What is the difference between atom and element? We would say it atom and element. अगर मुझे इनको differentiate करना है. Okay, you are not able to unmute yourself. Sir, am I audible to you? Hello? Okay, no problem, bache. Let me explain. If you have any doubt or query, please let me know in the chat box, okay? So that I would take your query. Okay, the atoms and the elements. Atoms, according to the scientists, is the smallest form of the matter. यानी अगर मैं बोलूं कि मेरा जो हाइड्रोजन है, that is known to be a atom. But if I'm talking about H2, that is also an element. Okay, so this is the difference between atom and element. Atom smallest है जो further divide नहीं हो सकता, but element is something which can be easily dissociated like hydrogen and hydrogen. अगर मैं N2 की बात करूं तो it can be nitrogen, nitrogen. But H and these are our atoms which can neither be destroyed, which can neither be divided. अगर मैं हिंदी में बोलूं, this is known to be अणु and this is not, sorry, this is known to be अणु and this is known to be परमाणु. Okay, so atom is known to be परमाणु, that means परम अणु, that means सबसे छोटा पदार्थ. Okay, I hope I'm clear, बच्चे. Anyone else with the doubt or query, please let me know. Yes, please, if there is any kind of doubt or query, please let me know. Okay, बच्चे सोमनाथ. Anyone else? Please just let me know either in the chat box or if you can unmute yourself. Yes, bache, if there is any kind of doubt or query, please let me know. Okay, that's good. Sloni, Anmol has talked us. Nancy, Nirmal, Naman, no doubt by Naman also. Shivam, Kashish, Simran. Okay, one last point which I want to say. Please don't take this doubt session as a burden also. Okay? I'm seeing, I'm observing the class that whenever we have started our doubt session, most of the students have starting leaving. है ना? This is not the good way, बच्चे. अगर आप class को leave करना शुरू कर दोगे, तो what is the benefit of this doubt session? ना? This is a kind of interactive session that we want to talk to you. Okay, today is some kind of error or not, I don't know, that we can't talk with each other. We can't, you do not allow to unmute yourself. But in the next classes, for the smoothness of our class, I just want to say, please let me know if there is any kind of doubt or query. Don't leave the class, because कोई और student जब तक doubt पूछ रहा है तो आपके भी तो कोई concept clear हो रहा है ना. और maybe in the last 40 minutes में कोई चीज बताना भूल गई हूँ और इस last 5 minutes में मुझे वो याद आ जाए, है ना? So please don't leave the class, first point. And second point is your strength, बच्चे. Please call your friends that to attend the class regularly. Okay, and you also be regular in your class. So this was all about by my side. Thank you so much. We have started our chapter number 3. Make its notes and write in text questions. Thank you so much. Okay, class, thank you so much. You may leave now.